How do you go from dominating in the Olympics and the World Cup, being flown across the world to play football, to having your entire life stripped away and being left on the streets? This is the story of Paul James and how just a few mistakes caused him to lose it all. Paul was born on December 2nd, 1963 in Cardiff, Wales. At the tender age of 5, he moved across the Atlantic to Canada, a country that would later cheer him on as he represented it in the world's most watched sports event, the World Cup. But before all the fame and accolades, Paul was just a young boy with a passion for soccer. His love for the game was evident from a young age, as would spend hours on the field, his eyes gleaming with determination and a dream to make it big in the world of football. But if he only knew what would come with that. As he grew, so did his talent. His natural ability to control the ball, his agility, and his strategic understanding of the game set him apart from his peers. He wasn't just playing the game, he was living it. Every dribble, every goal, every victory was a step towards his dream. And it wasn't long before his exceptional talent caught the eye of those who could set him on his path to professional football. Paul's journey to stardom was not a straight path. It was filled with challenges and hurdles, but his unwavering determination and his sheer love for the game propelled him forward. He was a prodigy, a rising star in a country where soccer was often overshadowed by sports like hockey and basketball. But Paul was about to change that. He was about to put Canada on the map for football fans, and he didn't even know it. His early years were a testament to his talent and his will to succeed, but they were also a precursor to the struggles he would face later on in life. Struggles that would take him from the soccer field to the courtroom and from a celebrated sports star to a man fighting for justice. As Paul James grew older, his talent became impossible to ignore. His performances on the field were a spectacle, a display of raw talent and a passion that was infectious. He was a force to be reckoned with, a shining star in a sky that was just beginning to recognize the sport of soccer. And then came one of two moments that would change his life forever: the 1986 World Cup. The FIFA World Cup is a stage where legends are made, where the entire world watches you as you represent your country. For Paul, this was his dream come true. He was selected to represent Canada, a testament to his skill and dedication to the game, in that this was his chance to show the world what he was capable of and put his country on the map for the sport that he loved. And he did not disappoint. Paul played with an intensity that was unmatched, a determination that was unyielding. He was a beacon of hope for Canadian soccer, a symbol of what the country could achieve in the sport. His performances on the field were met with applause and admiration, not just from his home country, but from soccer fans around the world. Paul was now a public figure, a role model for aspiring soccer players in Canada. He was a symbol of success, a testament to what hard work and passion could achieve. But beneath the surface, beneath the fame and the applause, Paul was struggling. The year was 2009. Paul James, a name synonymous with Canadian soccer, was at the helm of York University's soccer team. He was their head coach, a role that came with immense responsibility and expectations. But behind the scenes, a storm was brewing. A storm that would shake the very foundations of Paul's life. Paul was battling depression, a silent enemy that was slowly consuming him from the inside. He was also grappling with a cocaine addiction, a substance that provided a temporary escape from the demons that haunted him. It was a battle that he fought in solitude, in a battle that was invisible to the world. But the world was quick to judge when the truth came to light. Paul was forced to resign from his position as head coach, a decision that was met with shock and disappointment by many. But for Paul, it was a devastating blow, with his fans, friends, and teammates turning on him. But Paul was not one to back down. He took his fight to the courts, alleging employment discrimination. He appealed to the Supreme Court of Canada, seeking justice, seeking a chance to be heard. But his allegations were never fully tested in court because he missed a deadline, a mistake that would lead to an even lower part in his life. This was a setback in his fight for justice, but it was also a testament to his resilience, a skill that he had undoubtedly developed during football training. Despite the setbacks, despite the disappointments, Paul continued his fight. He was a man on a mission, a man determined to expose the discrimination he had faced. And in a desperate plea to be heard, to draw attention to his cause, Paul began a hunger strike in a Toronto park. He was a former soccer star, a man who had once been cheered on by thousands, now homeless and starving himself for justice. His story was a stark reminder of the struggles that those with substance disabilities face. It was a testament to the systemic discrimination that exists, often hidden behind closed doors. Paul's fight was not just for himself, but for every individual who had been stigmatized, discriminated against, and cast aside because of their struggles with substance abuse. Paul James, a name that had once been associated with victory and success, was now associated with a fight for justice. His fall from grace was not due to a lack of talent or lack of dedication to the sport. It was due to a society that failed to understand, to empathize, to support that he had lost everything that he had worked so hard for.